You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Well, what's up and welcome to the South Spencer High School here in Rockport, Indiana. Actually, we're not at the high school. We're at the Rockport field right behind Angelo's here off the main drag in Rockport for tonight's ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana High School Game of the Week, featuring the Tell City Marksman and South Spencer Rebels. I'm David Clark alongside my tag team partner and the voice of Southern Indiana High School Athletics, Caleb Farkas.
Yeah, glad to be here. It wouldn't be one of our broadcasts without a little bit of technical difficulties, so we're going to try to get on air on the radio. If you haven't picked us up there yet, we're going to try to get there, but having a little bit of issues there. But it looks like the live stream is working, which is good news. The game has not started yet, which is also good news. They're going through the starting lineups right now, and we'll do the same. For South Spencer, they come into the game at 4-4. Starting at second base and leading off is Jalen Johnson. Batting second and playing center field today is Kobe Bartlett. Batting third and playing catcher is Jackson Roth. Batting fourth and playing shortstop is Cage Hughes. Batting fifth and playing third base is Houston Compton. Batting sixth and pitching tonight for the Rebels is Jake Studeville. Batting seventh is Ashton Tyndall, and he is DHing for the right fielder Noah Bunner. Batting eighth is Holton Compton, who's playing first. And batting ninth and playing left field is Nathan Hurt.
Yeah, and before we move, or go ahead and go with South Spencer, because I want to give them the backstory of what we're going to be dealing with on the broadcast tonight.
Yep, exactly. So that was South Spencer. We'll go through Tell City real quick. Tell City comes into the game really hot. They're 4-1 on the season and kind of off to a strong, surprising start. South Spencer's dropped their last three. Tell City comes off of a win against the 7th-ranked Forest Park team, 5-1 earlier this week. So it's an impressive start for Tell City. Leading off for them is Corey Broniker starting in left field. Batting second is Jackson DeVoe playing third. Batting third is DeAndre Jacob, and he's the DH for the pitcher. Batting fourth is Hunter Beckcourt, and he's going to be playing catcher today. Batting fifth is Russ Wilgus playing first base. Batting sixth, Jacob Chestnut playing shortstop. Batting seventh, Shane Broniker, who's playing in right field. Batting eighth, Aiden Ferran, who's playing second. And batting ninth, Gage Muner, who's playing center. And then Tanner Jennings will be on the mound for the Marksmen. They're going to hit the national anthem here.
Yeah, so we'll get a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Southern Indiana High School baseball here on CJ 1057, 1027 The Game Facebook page.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the High School Game of the Week. ATTC Manufacturing currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 1027 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 1027 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
And the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs, all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shout-outs, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy.
All right, good job. Hey, it's time to celebrate. Congratulations.
And the way to celebrate,
toss
by
your
throwing
cap.
the cap up.
And welcome back to Rockport, Indiana for tonight's ATTC Manufacturing High School Baseball Game of the Week, Southern Indiana Baseball Game of the Week here on CJ 105.7. And actually right now we are on the 102.7 The Game Facebook page, having some technical difficulties on the radio side of the equation there, as I'm joined, David Clark joined by Caleb Farkas, as we just went through the starting lineups. And really cool factor about tonight is both teams are honoring late Jackie Robinson, number 42, for the great Major League Baseball player, and Sal Spencer with the blue jerseys on with the 42 on the back, and Robinson with the red trim. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge tonight in the field when it comes to we got the lineups, we got the positions. We'll hopefully do the best we can and get it right. But more importantly, it's a great honor, Caleb, that they're honoring Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. It's an awesome thing to do. As you mentioned, it could be a little tricky for us in the broadcast booth. My first thought when I saw it today was, oh, how cool. I love that both teams are doing this. And then my second thought was, boy, this could be interesting trying to announce 18 different kids on the field that are all wearing the same name and number. But it's the right thing to do, and it's awesome to see. And Jackie Robinson is baseball and everything about baseball, and really about being even an American, David. And there's nothing more American than baseball too. So it's a perfect day to be out here and honored to be doing this game.
If I'm not mistaken, in the movie 42, which is based on Jackie Robinson, his number 42 there, I think Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson, the Black Panther who recently passed away. So lost a great actor there.
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of cool ties there. There's a bit of lineup changes here on South Spencer's side. So it looks like Kobe Bartlett's going to take the mound at pitcher, and we saw him dealing against Perry Central earlier this year. I'm trying to go through all of the changes here.
And for all the fans out there, are thinking, hey, you guys are always at South Spencer for the Game of the Week. Hey, it's best matchup of the week, and right now this is the one that we felt was the best matchup this week over here in Southern Indiana, and two really good baseball teams this year. There's some other good teams, obviously. Perry Central, we're going to keep an eye on, try to get the Commodores on as well. I know Cannleton has a really cool high school baseball stadium, Caleb, that I know that we both are really, really itching to get to. The big question we're going to have to find out when we go to Cannleton, Indiana, is can we get cell phone service?
Yeah, exactly, and that's almost a problem here, but it's working so far today, which is awesome. And some of the changes, it looks like John Brown's going to DH today for South Spencer as well. Ashton Tyndall is going to play in right field instead, and now it looks like Holton Compton is out of the lineup. And so those are some of the other changes here that are being made.
It's a little bit of a blow there for South Spencer.
And I think he might have been out last time we saw him, so I don't know if there's an injury there. He is listed on the substitutes. I remember Houston played third for him last time.
I'm bumping in Houston.
And Houston still is playing third today, and he had a rocket of an arm from third. He threw a guy out at home for Perry Central that really kind of saved him and won him that one-run victory. He threw a lot of darts from third over to put outs at first. So it'll be good to see him again. But, yeah, it looks like Holton Compton's been moved to the bench, really ultimately for John Brown. And then it looks like Kobe Bartlett's going to pitch, and Studeville's going to play first.
Hey, if there's a guy you want on the mound over here in Rockport, Indiana, it's Kobe Bartlett, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Just a jack of all trades, plays quarterback, shoots the three, gets up there on the mound, and delivers the pitch as we're set to get underway, Caleb. I mean, this is exciting.
Yep, and so for Tell City, Corey Broniker will lead things off. I mentioned earlier it's kind of a surprising start for the Marksmen. They did a lot of great things on the football field. I don't know if the expectations are quite as high for baseball, but they're certainly meeting or exceeding all expectations. Their only loss came to a one-run loss late to Perry Central last week on Friday, but I mentioned earlier they knocked off Forest Park on Tuesday of this week with a 5-1 win, and that's a Forest Park team that's ranked 7 in their respective area. So that's a big win for them. They beat Hancock earlier this year, beat Floyd Central, beat Heritage Hills. So a lot of quality wins for this Tell City team. And on the other side, South Spencer got off to a hot start. They lost to Catholic. They played Catholic at the first game of the year, but then they won their next 4, including the game that we covered against Perry Central. They beat Davis County, Mount Vernon, Pike Central, but they've lost their last 3 to Evansville North, Southridge, and Apollo, although those are 3 pretty stout opponents in their own rights. So it'll be interesting to see if South Spencer can bounce back and get back on the winning side of things, or if Tell City can keep it going and move to 5-1 and stay undefeated in conference play.
Yeah, storylines galore here, Caleb. Is a beautiful Thursday afternoon here in southern Indiana, Rockport, Indiana. So we, if I pan the camera over there, you can see the great Angelos off in the distance.
We got some of that last time.
Hey, listen.
And that was no mistake there.
If you want to say hi to us after the game, you can find us
over there. Angelos, absolutely.
That's Bartlett on the mound here for South Spencer as we get set to get underway again on this beautiful day. Big thanks to ATTC Manufacturing for making all this possible.
Bartlett's first pitch is on the way. It looks a little high. So it's a ball high there.
Ball number 1.
Ball up, as the umpires like to call it. Pitch 2 looks a little outside, but he painted the corner, gives him the strike, so it works it to a 1-1 count here for Corey Broniker.
Love the angle that we have with the camera here, Caleb, as we're right here behind it.
Yeah, I love this whole kind of field and setup. It's a really unique, old-school field here at Rockport and gives kind of a true baseball field. As that one comes in, it gets lined down the right field line there for a foul ball. So Bartlett threw that first ball early, but works in 2 strikes there via the corner paint and the foul ball there. So it's a 1-2 count now here in the first inning. Bartlett fires again. This one's low and away, so it moves it to 2-2.
Yeah, it's a good eye there from our man Broniker there.
Yeah, and the Broniker brothers, it's fun to see them again. We saw them tear it up on the football field all over the place, really, from kind of playing those running back and DB positions and both manning the outfield here in right and left field. Corey playing in left and batting first here.
Yeah, we got a time there from the umpires. I think Broniker stepped out. But, it's funny, I kind of wanted to save it for a little bit later game as Bartlett's pitch comes in, swing and a miss.
Nice dealing there by Bartlett. Got him to swing on a low and away one there as he was behind in the count. And Bartlett puts the first one away and kind of picking up where he left off when we saw him last time as Jackson DeVoe comes to the plate. He's playing third base today and saw him on the football field as well. I think we saw almost every single one of these guys on the football field. Saw a lot of them on the basketball court as well. So a lot of 2 or 3 sport athletes here as I believe his first pitch there went for a strike. So Bartlett dealing a lot of strikes here. That one drops in, and that one had a little sink on it. And it's an 0-2 count, and Bartlett again ahead in the count here. He went low and away last time when he was ahead in the count, and I expect something maybe similar here. David kind of moving low and away from the left-handed DeVoe.
Yeah, Bartlett's just multifaceted. He can blow you the fastball, he can throw the junk, and that one's
in
right
there
the
for
corner.
A called strike 3.
Wow, Caleb. It's a nice play.
That was a nice pitch, a tough one to look at. It had a little movement on it too, and I think he thought it was going to be outside, and it kind of worked its way back in. And now DeAndre Jacob, he had a great basketball season for the Marksman. He steps up to the plate as their designated hitter tonight.
He was our Tell City Player of the Week one week.
Yeah, he dropped like 16 and 10, I think, one week. And that one, Kobe's throwing some nasty stuff here early. That one curved in for a strike.
Kobe trying to beat Kobe on the mound up there,
he's looking real good so far here today. Second pitch on the way. Jacob gets a hold of it, a line drive, but it's caught there in left field. And playing left field is Nathan Hurt. So Nathan Hurt makes the catch there, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Marksman. Quick work there by the Rebels. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the bottom of the first. 0-0. You're listening to the Southern Indiana Game of the Week on 102.7 The Game Facebook.
When bad weather hits, you can submit school and business closings at owensbororadio.com. Select the Contact tab at the top of owensbororadio.com, then hit Cancellations. Give us all the information about the school or business closing, and we'll spread the info to our listeners. Brad Emberton Heating and Cooling makes bad weather announcements possible. Your comfort is Brad Emberton's business. Again, to submit a cancellation or a closing, visit owensbororadio.com and click the Contact tab at the top of the page.
And welcome back to Rockport, Indiana for the ATTC Southern Indiana High School Game of the Week. I'm David Clark alongside Caleb Farkas as we head to the bottom of the first inning with the score 0-0.
Yeah, and Tanner Jennings will be on the mound for Tell City. He's got a tough pitching duel to go up against with Kobe Bartlett having such a strong first there. And coming to the plate for the Rebels is Jalen Johnson, the second baseman. He had a solid game the last time we saw him here. First pitch on the way, and it's low and inside for a ball.
It's a good eye there from
Mr. Johnson, yes.
It's our first look at Mr. Johnson, isn't it?
He led off against Perry Central as well.
Okay.
Yep. That ball moves
Nice
inside, grounder to second base, and a little closer than you'd like to see if you're the marksman, but they do put him out. The second baseman, Ferrand, there, making a nice play.
Yeah, it was clean by Ferrand there. Hit it off the hop and fired it over the first. One away here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 is your score.
And now Kobe Bartlett trying to add some run support to help himself here at the plate. Ball is low for a first ball here in the count.
Mr. Bartlett.
See if Bartlett can even do it on the offensive end here for the Rebels. Second pitch is on the way. This one is also low. So Bartlett with a good eye here and a 2-0 count. See if Jennings can get a strike here. That one had a little movement on it, but looked like it was a called ball. I think it just missed the plate outside. It was also a little low, so Kobe with a 3-0 count now.
You swing here, Caleb?
I mean, if you're Kobe, I think you let him do whatever he thinks is best. So if he leaves a meatball over, swing, but it's low and outside, and it's a walk for Mr. Bartlett.
It's a good eye there.
So that was a really good patient at bat. I mean, they all were. The one pitch looked a little close to me. That third pitch I thought could have been called a strike, but the other ones were clear balls, and great eye by Kobe and helping himself at the plate as well as Jackson Roth will come to the plate, the catcher. He had a nasty glove behind the plate when we saw him earlier this year, making a few nice stops that really kind of helped save the game for the Rebels. Bartlett gets a slight jump at first. Jennings checks over to him and will deliver the pitch. That one's inside. So Jennings, he had a nice first, he handled Johnson well in the first at-bat, but he struggled with Bartlett with 4 straight balls, throws another ball, and that's 5 straight balls now for Jennings, struggling with his control a little bit. Also outside
yeah.
Oh, and a called strike there.
Wow.
So a little bit of a generous strike zone. I don't think the ump wanted to call 7 straight balls.
Man.
And a little bit of a break, and that's the break Jennings, I think, needs right now. So the count is 1-1 with 1 out, and Kobe Bartlett on first. Jennings sets, delivers. This one looks good.
Was right in there, yeah.
Right down the plate, and the heart of the plate, and 1-2 count.
0 chance that last pitch was a strike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looked clear outside to me, but that was really what he needed because he threw. That was going to be 7 straight balls, and I think it felt good to see it get called a strike.
I agree.
And now he's got some rhythm going. That one dances low and away, though, for a 2-2 count now. I like that pitch, though. It was close, and he thought about almost swinging at it. And when you're ahead in the count, you can throw something like that.
Absolutely.
Just got to make sure you don't get back to a full count here because you don't want the risk of walking 2 in a row. Fires, this one's low, and he did just what I said he didn't want to do.
Hey,
and
full
works
count.
it to a full count.
Yeah.
And Roth is being really patient at the plate here. You think he's got to get this one and leave it over, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with it.
It's a big at-bat right here. If you're Tell City, you want to get out of here and get this out here, but if you're South Metro, you're going to apply some early pressure.
Low and away,
It's gonna walk.
and it's going to walk. Back-to-back walks. And especially with Kobe Bartlett on the mound and the way that he was already dealing, you do not want to dig yourself in a hole here if you're the marksman because it could be tough to score a lot of runs here today. with Bartlett on the mound.
No.
Cade Hughes, the shortstop, now at the plate for the Rebels. Pitch on the way. It's a grounder.
Yeah, it's a ground over. He's going to have to.
And it's going to be a tough
out.
play because it's the first
I think
baseman.
he got there.
And they called him safe, I believe. It was a really close play at first there. It was Russ Wilgus on the play. He made a nice fielding play, but no one covered first. The second baseman couldn't get over in time, and Jennings couldn't get over there to cover. So it's an infield single, and now the bases are loaded.
You know, Caleb, I just have to make a confession. I was got caught watching there.
Yeah,
they get the camera over there.
Okay.
and I'm sure Tell City fans want to kill me right now.
And this pitch gets hit for a foul ball as Houston Compton, the third baseman, steps to the plate with the bases loaded. And
just on eye judgment, I thought the Tell City player was there.
It looked like he was there just before, and the ump was kind of over by second base because there were some guys on and making the call from over there and called him safe. This pitch is in for a strike, so Jennings at least getting himself to an 0-2 count and now, trying to bail himself out here with one out and bases loaded.
Umpires and officials and referees are human. Right, Caleb?
Yeah, exactly.
You're one.
I'll be out there Saturday, so I better keep it real quiet today because it's gonna be a lot easier said than done once you're out there. As the liners hit down the left field, but it's a foul ball.
Don't want that karma train coming back to
exactly.
you, Caleb.
No, I don't. And I've only called the scrimmage so far, so I'm getting my first hand at calling a few
It's tough, ain't it?
real softball games, and every time I do it, football and basketball too, much harder than it looks. Much easier to look from up here and see it that way, too. 0-2 count still. This one comes in high for a ball. Nice eye there by Compton. 1-2 count, bases loaded. Score still 0-0, but this is a huge at-bat here.
This is a big guy.
He can put him out. Yeah, and Compton, you know, has got a big bat, and the outfield's playing pretty deep.
Oh.
And that one hits him, so he's going to walk in a run. Compton takes it in the back. Kobe Bartlett comes in and scores his first run of the game for South Spencer. Roth moves to third. Hughes moves to second. And Compton moves to first on the hit by pitch.
That looked right between the 4 and the 2, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like it might sting a little bit, but he shook it off with no problem. And that'll bring John Brown, kind of the late sub here as the DH, with the late lineup change to the plate.
Yeah,
with the bases loaded, and they're gonna have a mound visit here because this is huge right now. You're already down 1-0. You
got to find a way to get out here. You want South Spencer to obviously, ideally, you'd want to strike out, with no damage there. But if nothing else, you want them to put the ball in play, let your defense make some outs for you.
Well, and if you can get them to hit a ground ball, then obviously you have some double play opportunities really anywhere in the infield. Or if you can get him to fly out in the infield, you got the infield fly rule, and he'd be automatically out. So there's a lot of different things you can do to bail yourselves out here, but boy, it could get ugly quick if you don't.
Yeah,
and with Kobe, like I said, with Kobe Bartlett on the mound, runs are going to be a premium and come at a premium for the marksman, so they need to keep it close here.
And Caleb, we saw Tell City. We saw South Spencer strike early versus Perry Central. They built a early
exactly.
lead.
Perry can never quite come back.
No.
Yep. So Brown now at the plate, pitches inside. So 1-0 count, and Jennings he's got good stuff, but he's having trouble with his control. It's actually Studeville, at the plate right now. Brown is the next hitter. Studeville is the current hitter, the first baseman. Got a little messed up here on my stat sheet because I had to scratch some names out and make some changes.
We get an assist from Mr. Seth Durnall over there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's gotten a lot of assists from him today. He's the one giving me the lineup cards and everything. If it wasn't for him, we'd be all sorts of lost with everyone wearing the same numbers.
That one's popped. Look out.
This one's popped to the second baseman. Nice play there. Runners will all stay. So that's exactly what the marksman needed there. And Studeville flies out.
I'm not a Nostradamus, a big predictor there, Caleb, but that's not going to be the last assist we have tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
With everybody honoring Jackie Robinson, which is awesome, but it's going to be very difficult to.
Yeah, especially when subs are made and those sorts of things. Yeah, it's hard to tell who's who. As now John Brown will come to the plate, the designated hitter. And he is hitting for Noah Bunner, the right fielder. Foul tips the first pitch, so base is still loaded, 2 outs. This is a huge at bat. If Jennings can get out of this inning with just allowing one run and leaving 3 runners on, that would be a huge win for the marksman.
Would it be huge? Had to do it.
Second pitch on the way. Looks pretty. Paints the corner for a strike. And it's an 0-2 count. And Jennings with a real opportunity now to bail himself out here and keep things close.
Yeah, if Tell City can get out of here down 1-0,
yeah, that would be fantastic for him.
Yeah, I mean.
And you got Beckcourt coming back up. Line drive here, though, hit, and that's going to drop, and that's going to get some runs. One scores. A second's on the way to score. The other runners will stay at first and second. And the RBI single brings in 2, and it's 3-0 now. Rebels leading.
And the broadcaster jinx is undefeated, Caleb.
Exactly.
Tell City fans are cursing my very existence right now.
Roth and Hughes scoring there. Compton moving to second. As now Ashton Tyndall, who was the late plug in right field, coming to the plate. Or actually, he was going to DH, and now he's in the field. He smacks one out there to left field. Nice play made, though, and it's caught for the third out. So they'll end with 3 runs. I still think it could have even been worse. So it's still a ball game, but South Spencer with another hot start to the first inning. You're listening to the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing. Rebels lead the Marksman 3-0 after 1.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the High School Game of the Week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
When bad weather hits, you can submit school and business closings at OwensboroRadio.com. Select the Contact tab at the top of OwensboroRadio.com, then hit Cancellations. Give us all the information about the school or business closing, and we'll spread the info to our listeners. Brad Emberton Heating and Cooling makes bad weather announcements possible. Your comfort is Brad Emberton's business. Again, to submit a cancellation or a closing, visit OwensboroRadio.com and click the Contact tab at the top of the page.
And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside here with my partner David Clark. After 1, South Spencer leads 3-0, and Hunter Beckcourt's at the plate now, the catcher for the Marksman. He tried to lay down a bunt there on the first pitch, surprisingly. It went for a foul strike. We'll see if he'll swing away now. Looks like he will. And Kobe's still throwing that nasty stuff. That ball drops in. Another mover and dancer across the plate, and it's an 0-2 count, and Kobe's just on fire right now.
He's in fuego, man.
Pitch number 3 is low in the dirt for a 1-2 count. Tried to get him to go golfing there for a strike 3, but Beckcourt had the better eye.
I like that analogy there. Go golfing. It's exactly what it is.
It's kind of that weather right now, getting close to it. Not quite warm enough yet, in my opinion, but this ball is low and away. 2-2 count now. Kobe still looks totally in control. I mean, when you get up 0-2 in a count, obviously you want to make him chase somewhere for a strike 3. So I think that's exactly where he wanted to put those pitches. I would expect him to try to paint a corner here and put this one over the plate for a strike 3. Bartlett's 5th pitch of the bat on the way. Foul tip. but it looks like he's gonna, or actually he missed, but he's gonna run and be put out at first.
Wow, what a play there by
So
the
a
catcher.
swing and miss, but the catcher missed it, Roth, but then was able to regain himself, get it, and throw backcourt out late. Luckily, backcourt, he played fullback in football, fullback linebacker, not exactly the fastest guy on the marksman,
Right.
And batting cleanup. So if
That's
that was a quicker batter, he might have been able to get him out.
That's a heads-up play, though, there by the catcher.
Absolutely,
You know,
moved
Caleb.
quick
That's-
and got him
that's
out late.
Fundamental baseball right there.
And now Russ Wilgus, the first baseman.
And knowing situations as well.
Absolutely. And Bartlett with 3 strikeouts and a lineout so far, pitching I won't even say it yet, but off to a solid start.
No, don't do that, Caleb.
Off to a solid start, though.
That's right. Leave it at that.
1-0 count now.
You done acknowledged it now, Caleb. Dang it.
I didn't acknowledge anything. 1-1 count as that one dances in for a strike. And Kobe looked really good the last time we saw him, but he looks even a lot better and more in control today as the season's starting to wear on. As this one's going to be a grounder to Compton at third. And we've seen Compton have a strong arm all year, puts him out there for the 5-3 ground out. And that's two up, 2 down here in the second as Bartlett has quickly made his way through the first 5 batters of the marksman.
Absolutely. He's looking sharp here early. It's a beautiful day here in Rockport, Indiana, over here at the stadium right behind Angelo's Pizza.
Jacob Chestnut now, this shortstop at the plate. He smacks one to left. It's going to drop in, but it drops foul, just foul there. That could have been a little blooper that Tell City needed to get a man on base, but it fell just foul. So the count is now 0-1.
2 outs here, 3-0 lead for the South Spencer Rebels in the top of the second inning.
Bartlett gets set to throw his second pitch of the at-bat. He's got 3 strikeouts and 2 groundouts, so for a groundout and a lineout, and this one's going to get grounded to short. And, it's a little bit of an
safe.
off throw there,
Yeah.
and he tried to apply the tag as he made the catch. As Cage Hughes' throw was a little off from short, and he's ruled safe. So that might be the break that the marksman needed. Crowd's getting a little fired up. I couldn't tell if the tag quite hit him. I thought it did miss him. I thought it was the right call there.
Yeah, I was watching the camera and couldn't really. The last time I watched the action, it didn't move the camera. So this time I made sure I moved the camera.
Yeah, and I would consider that kind of an error there by Hughes, the shortstop, as he had a chance to put him out, but the throw was a little off, which brings the other Broniker, Shane Broniker, to the plate. And he hits a pop-up straight to Kobe Bartlett, who catches it for another easy out. And besides the error, it's been just a great game so far by Bartlett. South Spencer is still leading 3-0 here after 1.5. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second. You're listening to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 1027 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely, you can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, hey. It's time to celebrate. Congratulations,
And the
seniors.
way to celebrate,
Toss
by
your
throwing
cap.
the cap up!
And welcome back to Rockport, Indiana, as we're headed to the bottom of the second inning with South Spencer leading 3-0. Caleb?
Yeah, and Nathan Hurt, the left fielder for the Rebels, was just at the plate there, but flew out to right field. on the very first pitch that we just missed. And so back to the top of the order for the Rebels, and Jalen Johnson, who grounded out in a 4-3 ground out earlier in the first, is back up at the plate. This ball is inside for ball one.
Got a
3-0 lead for the Rebels, so Jennings really needs to kind of get his control together here and make sure this doesn't get any worse, and gets out of the second inning staying at 3-0.
Got a little bit better camera angle for the folks out there watching.
Yeah, we brought a second camera angle.
A second camera angle, and we had to go the second angle. Had to happen, Caleb.
No, it's good stuff. This ball comes in for a low pitch, but it's called strike. So a little generous call there again for Jennings, and he's needed it. And now a 1-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the second. Ball hit to second here for an easy ground out for the Marksman. And so Johnson with his second ground out of the game. And this is exactly what Jennings needed so far, 2 up, 2 down, as Kobe Bartlett, who walked last time and scored the first run of the game, is back at the plate. And he's been in fuego on the mound, and great eye at the plate last time as it was 4 straight balls for him on his way to first. And Bartlett fouls the first pitch off, and it sounded like it may have hit a car.
It sounded like it hit a car.
And that's why we parked the Kia far, far away, intelligently both times that we've been here. If someone hits that, then it's really not our day. This one comes in, and it's a hot shot hit to the first baseman, who takes easy care of it. And that's Russ Wilgus making the play there. So 3 up, 3 down, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Marksman. As we're here at the end of 2, the Rebels lead the Marksman 3-0. You're listening to the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the High School Game of the Week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions, and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
And welcome back to Rockport, Indiana for the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing. We got the South Spencer Rebels and the Tell City Marksman here battling it away. And we're moving to the top of the 3 now, with South Spencer leading 3-0 here early. South Spencer scored 3 runs in the first inning, but then went 3 up, 3 down there in the second. And for Tell City, the only player to get on was Jacob Chestnut, really by kind of an error by the shortstop, Cade Hughes of South Spencer. Other than that, Kobe Bartlett has worked his way through this lineup as Aiden Ferrand, the second baseman, comes to the plate for the Marksman. Bartlett still on the mound. First pitch on the way, a little bit low, dug away for a foul ball. Didn't hear a crash this time, so all cars are safe.
For now.
Yeah, exactly. A long way to go. And park really close to the stadium here, and you got some guts if you do park this close. Or you got a good insurance and you want a new windshield. Second pitch is a little bit of chin music there as it danced near his face for a ball. And that was about the most off pitch I've seen from Bartlett all day here, as the count works to 1-1 with no outs in the top of 3. Third pitch on the way, blows it by him for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count. Fran, the second baseman's made a couple of nice plays out there at second in the field today, trying to see if he can get on here early, and he won't, as Bartlett blows another one by him. And it's like Queen here today. Another one bites the dust as a strikeout there for Bartlett, and I believe that's his 4th strikeout here in the third inning. So he's he's making his way through this lineup as Gage Muner, now the center fielder. The 9th batter in the lineup comes to the plate.
A 3-0 lead for South Spencer here in the top of the 3rd inning.
And this one's hit right to the second baseman. And Muner's a quick, with some speed there, but it's not able to get past him. And a ground out, and it's 2 up, 2 down again. And Corey Broniker now makes his way back to the plate. Bartlett's working his way through this lineup quick, David.
So it's so fast, I'm having trouble with my scoreboard over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Man. I got guys on base when they ain't on base. And,
You might be able to get over. You might be able to make it back in time to check out Zach's track meet at the rate we're moving at here.
Landon, you got the middle challenge.
Oh,
today.
Landon's track meet. Oh, okay. This ball is low and inside for a ball. Corey Broniker struck out in his first at bat. Struck out swinging. As Kobe immediately started with his nasty stuff. Catcher moves outside a little bit here, and that's where he'll throw it for a ball. So Corey Broniker with a good eye and working the count to 2-0. And Tell City desperately needs kind of something to happen here, David, and just really needs to get some batters on base, with Chestnut being the only one to get on base so far. And Broniker very patient as that one's low and inside for ball 3. And this is really the most we've seen, really the only time we've seen Bartlett struggle at all, and we'll see if he can dig himself out of the 3-0 count here.
Yeah, this is and Bartlett. I mean, Bartlett's on, man. He's with it today.
Yeah, absolutely. And gets a called strike on the corner there. It's been kind of a generous width on the plate tonight for both Jennings and Bartlett, as Bartlett gets the call there. 3-1 count now. This one in the same spot for 3-2. That one looked actually, that one might have been a little more outside. Nonetheless, back-to-back called strikes on the corner, and Bartlett all of a sudden has worked his way back to a full count.
Yeah, he has.
This one is low, but at the knees, called strike 3. So he got himself in the most trouble we've seen with 3 straight balls. Brings it back with 3 straight strikes, and it's 1-2-3 again. 3 up, 3 down. Rebels lead 3-0 here. After the top of 3, we'll be right back with more action. You're listening to the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs, all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible, again, thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix, or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, Ace. Time to celebrate. Congratulations.
Hey, yo, you there?
Celebrate. Toss your
Throw
cap.
the cap up!
Sorry, we got you.
Check 1, 2. I think we are back now. We're going to try to get tied into the radio here on the radio side. Jordan Rose, 97X the Viking.
All right, here we go.
All right, thank you, Jordan.
Fire off the game whenever you're ready. Here we go.
All right, thank you, Jordan. As 2-1 here.
And yeah, so Jackson, sorry, we got a little technical difficulties, so we're going a little back and forth here. We couldn't get on the air earlier due to some technical issues at the studio, but we are going to get the game on the air, thankfully, now. Yeah. We've been trying to live stream it. It's hard to tell right now if it's caught up completely, but again, we'll post it if not afterwards, as Jackson Roth there gets a ball 4 for a walk, as he's the first batter here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Rebels. So Jennings, again, struggling a little bit with his control. And Roth will take the walk to first, which will bring up Cage Hughes.
With nobody out, that's not how you wanted to start it if you're Tell City.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cage Hughes, he had the first hit of the game for the Rebels in the first inning, and really got things started for him. And he's back at the plate now. Swings and misses on the first pitch here. Hughes also scored a run in that first inning, the third of 3 for the Rebels here, and they still lead 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Pitch from Jennings on the way, low and away. Count now 1-1. No outs here for the Rebels, and if you're Jennings, you really, again, need to try to keep this thing at 3-0 because Bartlett's stuff is absolutely, he's absolutely dealing right now. It's going to be hard to score a lot of runs, so if you're Tell City, you really don't want to fall behind any further than you already are. Paints the corner. The generous strike zone is still in play, and it's a 1-2 count now.
Bartlett has the filth today, Caleb Fergus.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jennings has looked good a lot of times, too. He's just struggled with his control from time to time, especially in that first inning. He really brought it back there in the second inning, though, at 1-2-3. Throws a nice little strikeout there, and that's exactly what he needed on that one. As now Houston Compton will come to the plate. He got hit by a pitch earlier in the first inning, which led to some of the disaster there and some of the run scoring for the Rebels.
You know, it's a rough day when you're keeping up with the scoreboard and it's not on the screen. So it is now. Man.
South Spencer leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the third.
You know what? At the end of the day, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, Caleb.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we're kind of working through this for the first time. These kids haven't really gotten any love, even on the radio or and let alone streaming previously, and had us set out a whole season. So we really wanted to make it an ambitious goal to get back on, even if we did have some bumps and bruises while we did it, to show them some love and give them some recognition while they're playing the season. So
nobody's had it worse than the kiddos.
Yeah, exactly. As Compton was hit by the pitch earlier, takes a strike one there. Grounds this one up the middle, and it's going to be a fielder's choice by Jennings. He'll punch him out at first for the second out as Roth moves to second. 1-3 ground out there. 2 away now as Studeville will come back up. He flew out in the first. And then Brown, who's in on deck, was the one that knocked in 2 RBIs. But Studeville flew out, and he's back up to the plate now with 2 outs, and Roth on second. Checks the runner, throws it low and away. Really nice play by Beckcourt there to get behind it. Otherwise, Roth would have been moving to third.
If you're watching a stream, you saw that nice and tight zoom there. Saw exactly what we were talking about. Was
Oh yeah, you got that pro camera going now.
Hey, he gets away from him, Caleb. You're talking about the runner going to third and maybe scoring depending on the bounce.
And a nice pitch, and I really like the way that Beckcourt framed that there, right on the corner. Made sure the ump saw where it was and called strike. 1-1 count now. So Jennings could do a great job and bail himself out again here. And if you keep it 3-0, you're certainly in a manageable situation, even with Bartlett dealing, and you're not sure if Bartlett can go the whole game, as he's pitched a lot this season. They may have to take him out at some point. That pitch is low and away for ball 2.
Like the cat and mouse game going on between the second baseman.
And I don't think he's too worried about him with 2 outs. I think he's just trying to put him out here unless he gets just a completely egregious leadoff. He's just going to worry about the batter at the plate. This one goes low and away, though, for ball 3, and now he's kind of in a hole again here at 3-1 with Studeville at the plate and Brown on deck, and Brown was the one who smacked in 2 RBI in the first inning.
Big spot here, Caleb.
Pitch on the way and flown straight up. Could be hard to see. A nice catch there by Beckcourt. He couldn't see it for the longest time, and then Beckcourt saw it at the last second, reached up behind his head and grabbed it for a huge third out for the Marksman. That's how it'll end after 3. South Spencer 3, Tell City 0 on the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with 4th inning action. And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside here with Mr. David Clark and Sal Spencer, off to a hot first inning with 3 runs. Ever since then, though, no one has scored, so it's remaining 3-0 here. Rebels leading as we move to the top of the 4th. Jackson Naveau, the third baseman, coming to the plate. He struck out looking in the first inning, and this is his second plate appearance here in the top of the 4th. It's a good part of the lineup for the Marksmen as you got Jacob, Beckcourt, and Wilgus after him, 3 kind of bigger kids and power hitters that can try to put some runs on the board and get things back into the game here for the Marksmen.
Absolutely, Caleb. This is you're down 3-0, and you don't want to fall down much further. You want to get some runs on the board if you're Tell City. This is it's a good baseball team, and see if they put their foot in the ground here. Yeah,
especially with the way that Bartlett's been dealing. The runs are going to come at a premium here, and Jennings has kind of gone back and forth on his control and bailed himself out a couple of times. So I think if you're Tell City, this is a key inning. You need to try to get something on the board here.
Yeah, Caleb, and if you remember, as much as we love the Tell City football team, as all of our local teams, they did beat South Spencer did win that game at the end of the year. Now, of course, Tell City had the COVID.
They did, but Kobe Bartlett went
off
in that
crazy.
Game, and that was one of the funnest games I had the opportunity to call. And Coach Webb and almost went at it.
Coach Daming.
Yeah, it was fun because Webb was a rebel himself, and so it was interesting to see. As this first pitch comes in here, looks a little low. He's going to check over at first. He didn't go, so it's a ball.
Yep, Coach Webb is a former South Spencer Rebel, and then you got Jeff Daming, the current coach, is a South Spencer guy. So.
Yeah, so it was no love lost there as this one gets struck in between center and left. He's got one. He's all the way to second. He's going to come in standing at second. And Naveau with a nice double there, and that's exactly what Tell City needed. It's their first base hit of the game, as the only runner to get on earlier was Chestnut on an error by the shortstop, and that's exactly what we were just talking about, David. They needed something to kind of spark him and get things going, and now you bring up a big bat in Jacob and see if he can knock him in for the first run of the game for the Marksman.
Well, and most importantly, Jeff Daming coached me in middle school.
Okay.
So. Totally kidding, by the way. He did coach me.
And a grounder here to third, and the put out at first. Another nice throw by Compton there. Houston Compton has had such a strong arm from third. He makes it look effortless and punches Jacob out there for the 5-3 ground out.
He's going to be in high consideration for
the player of the game.
All area spot.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So good over there on third base.
Yeah. And Hunter Beckcourt now, the catcher, coming to the plate. He made a nice catch there to end that last inning. First pitch comes in high for a ball. Naveau's speedy there at second, so they got to watch him and be cautious of a steal opportunity here by the Marksman. He's got a fairly big lead. Bartlett checks him. He'll throw. Pitch goes high and outside. The catcher will throw back to second. Roth tried to pick him off there from the plate, but no one was really covering, and he didn't have that large of a lead, so he gets back safely. But it's a 2-0 count now that Beckcourt has worked himself to.
Interested to see how much it cools off as the afternoon sun starting to wane a little bit.
Especially considering I didn't bring a jacket there. We were trying to get over here as fast as we could, so I said scratch the jacket. I'm going just straight polo.
I think next time we plan to leave an hour and 15 minutes early. Next time we're going to go 2 hours and see what happens.
We should just come here and eat at Angelo's first and then come over. As this pitch gets hit for a pop fly to the first baseman, it'll be easily caught for out number 2. Studeville there on the play. So Beckcourt with a strikeout and a fly out there.
That's a big out right there, Caleb.
Yeah, absolutely. Naveau got on immediately and with the double, but then two put-outs there, a ground out and a fly out. And Bartlett's, again, bailing himself out here and from the only runner that's been on base besides Chestnut, as a line drive is hit here to the shortstop by Wilgus, and it's easily caught. And 4 up that time, 3 down, and that'll end it here halfway through 4 as South Spencer leads 3-0. You're listening to the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th as South Spencer leads 3-0.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the High School Game of the Week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week, as South Spencer leading right now 3-0 over Tell City in the bottom of the fourth. At the plate is John Brown, the designated hitter for the Rebels. He had a single in the first and knocked in 2 of the 3 runs for the Rebels. No runs since that hot first inning, and he hits a liner here to short, and it's easy work for Jacob Chestnut as he lines out for the first out.
And it happened so fast, couldn't get over there in time.
And
pace, I feel like the pace of the game's picked up a lot. I feel like the first of it kind of...
Yeah, the first inning, I mean, Jennings struggled a bit with his stuff and his location, but he's kind of really back on the mark since, and Bartlett has just been on fire the whole game as Ashton Tyndall, the right fielder, comes to the plate. He flew out in the first. This is his second plate appearance. He was the final out of that kind of run for the Rebels there in the first inning. Pitch on the way, a hard pitch hit to the shortstop. Chestnut fires to first. It's a close play, but he's out.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Chestnut over there.
6-3 ground out there. It's 2 up, 2 down here. So, yeah, I think Jennings has really settled in, David. He, like I said, he struggled with his control a bit early on, especially in the first inning. He walked two batters and also hit a third with a pitch. So put 3 guys on, but he hasn't really given up much since and kept the marksman in the game here. As Nathan Hurt, the left fielder, comes to the plate. He flew out in the second. This is his second at bat. The first pitch is down in the dirt for a ball, I believe. Or no, it was a strike.
Strike.
It looked like it was down in the dirt, but I guess it was a little bit up for a strike. Second pitch here down the middle, hits at the third baseman. Long play over to first. It's going to be a close call. I think he got him. He did. So nice play there by Naveau, and it's 3 up, 3 down. Another solid inning by Jennings. We'll take another break as South Spencer leads after 4, 3-0 on the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week.
When bad weather hits, you can submit school and business closings at owensbororadio.com. Select the contact tab at the top of owensbororadio.com, then hit cancellations. Give us all the information about the school or business closing, and we'll spread the info to our listeners. Brad Emberton Heating and Cooling makes bad weather announcements possible. Your comfort is Brad Emberton's business. Again, to submit a cancellation or closing, visit owensbororadio.com and click the contact tab at the top of the page.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the high school game of the week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN
Welcome back
Owensboro,
to
courtesy of
Rockport, Indiana for the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. We're in the top of 5 here with South Spencer leading Tell City 3-0. Jacob Chestnut, the shortstop, comes to the plate for his second at-bat of the game, as Kobe Bartlett still dealing on the mound and picking right up where he left off, painting the corner there for a strike one. Chestnut was the first batter to reach the bases here tonight for the Marksman, really on an error by Hughes, the shortstop. His throw was a little off, allowing Chestnut to reach first. Second pitch is down and in for a strike 2, so it's a 0-2 count now. The Marksmen only have 2 runners getting on base so far tonight. Naveau with the only hit for them. And then Chestnut, like I said, got on by error in the first.
Three-run lead feels like it's like 8-0.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be hard to get any runs against Bartlett with the way he's dealing, as Chestnut fouls away that third pitch there, so keeping the count at 0-2 and keeping himself alive in this at-bat. 0-2 count, no outs, top of 5. South Spencer leading 3-0. Pitch on the way. That one was filthy. It dropped in and curved right over the plate late. Kind of a knee buckler there for another strikeout. And it's just, I wouldn't want to bat against them, David, that's for sure.
Oh, had some filth on it, Caleb.
Absolutely. As now Shane Broniker, the right fielder, will come to the plate. He flew out in the second inning. And that's 6 strikeouts now for Mr. Bartlett.
Just threw another strike.
And threw another strike to open this at-bat. Pitch 2 on the way. This one's low and away. Ball 1 now with a 1-1 count. 1 out here in top of 5. And I imagine Bartlett he hasn't thrown a lot of pitches, Dave, because he hasn't had to. I imagine if it keeps going this way, he can pitch a full game if things don't change. This one's in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 count now.
See if we put that jinx on him there, Caleb.
Yeah, exactly. I did a little bit earlier when I almost said he had a flawless game, and then an error happened soon after. Shane Broniker, one of the football stars from this Marksman team. He'll take a timeout quickly here and step out and readjust, take a couple cuts.
Yeah, just
game has moved fast, and anything to kind of throw Bartlett's pace off, I think, is a good idea at this point. Pitches away, and it's a hard liner hit up the middle. It's going to be a close play. I think he's going to make it. He does make it safely at first, and it's a pass ball. Oh, he thought about going to second. He'll stay back at first. Oh, and it's interference call as he came back to try to go to second. Interference called on Sudaville there, so now he'll move to second.
Wow.
Kind of a questionable call because I don't think there's any chance he was really going to try to run and take second there, but he called it nonetheless. He did get in his way, and I think we're going to have a visit here to that base umpire from South Spencer to talk to him about it.
Yeah, we're going to get a discussion. While we get that discussion, let's give a shout out to one of our great sponsors, Cash Wagner and Associates, the sponsor of our Perry Central Commodore of the Week. Cash Wagner and Associates is your Southern Indiana engineering firm there. We're big, proud to support Perry Central Commodores and all of athletics here in Southern Indiana and help make this broadcast possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, they'll be back in action
tomorrow.
For the first home opener and Sunday as well. But you need to get out there this weekend if you can.
And keep in mind, the Thoroughbreds are Southern Indiana's professional basketball team, too, as far as your local team. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Obviously,
there's no Evansville team or anything like that.
Always can drive to Indianapolis, go watch a Pacers game. But, in the meantime, come to Owensboro. Support the Thoroughbreds.
It's a lot cheaper than a Pacers game,
too. A lot cheaper. Beer's going to be a lot cheaper, I promise you that.
Yeah, exactly.
And the basketball is phenomenal.
And they're doing a lot of good things for the community. The game on Sunday, in particular, will support several local groups for disabilities, including Wendell Foster and Puzzle Pieces. So you got to get out there and catch them if you can on Friday or Sunday. After the discussion at first, the first pitch now is down in the dirt for a ball.
He had to go back to first, Caleb.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he did. Okay, they did put him back at first. I thought that was the right call. I thought it was a little of an egregious call to move him to second. So he did move back to first, and Broniker and Ferranda's at the plate now. as Bartlett did throw over and test Mr. Shane Broniker, and he dove back in safely.
A little bit of a courtesy, just thinking about you kind of throw.
Yeah, exactly. A 1-0 count now. Bartlett throws this one high and away for ball 2. 1 out here in top of 5. South Spencer leading.
Tell City trying to get some momentum going.
Yeah,
here.
crowd getting a little excited because it was the first pitch that we've seen that's been really off from Bartlett all night tonight. I don't know if to call it tonight or today, or I guess it's early evening, so I guess it's kind of tonight, right?
It is early evening.
2-0 count now. Bartlett's pitch is away. It's outside again, so it's a 3-0 count.
It's my Bartlett thinking a little bit now. Caleb.
Yeah, it's things are different. I remember when I pitched, David, you're a lot more nervous, at least I was, when someone's on base, especially when they're behind you like they are right now at first, and that can throw your rhythm off a little bit, and it maybe appears to have done so far here. Bartlett did get down 3-0 earlier, though, and brought back against Corey Broniker and came back with 3 straight strikes and struck him out. So I haven't seen a hole he can't dig himself out of yet tonight.
Yeah, just can do it all, man.
Pitch is on the way down the middle and swings at the 3-0 and fouls it away. I think it was going to be a strike, so nice cut there, but fouls it off.
Oh, you could absolutely. If you get a pitch you like, man, on that 3-0 count, let it go.
I've always been a fan of swinging away if it's a good one, and that one was right down the middle.
Miss every shot you don't take, man.
Exactly. 3-1 now. Bartlett checks over at first, fires, runner's going, and he's just going to hold. So a steal there by Shane Broniker, showing some wheels like he did on the football field. And that's what the Marksmen need, is they get a runner in scoring position now, and we'll have a mound visit for the first time tonight.
He's just going to tell Kobe, hey, listen, we got one out here.
Yep, you're good. Settle in.
3-0.
And I wouldn't even be that worried about Shane Broniker being up 3-0. I would just try to get those final 2 outs, even if he somehow scores and you keep it at 3-1. You're still in really good shape.
Yeah.
Going into the bottom of the 5 and coming back up to the plate. And for South Spencer, the top of the order is going to be back up in the 5th as well.
I believe the batter, he walked on that too, didn't he?
Oh yes, that was ball 4. Yep.
Yeah,
so
ball 4,
it's a walk there for Ferrand, and so
now
the steal is irrelevant because he was already moving to second.
First and second, yeah.
Yep. And Gage Muner, the center fielder, he grounded out a 4-3 ground out in the 3rd. He's now at the plate with a huge at bat here for the Marksman. He represents the tying run at the plate. Bartlett checks over at first, checks over at second, fires away. Broniker with a big jump, but he'll stay and strike right down the middle as Muner watches it dance over the plate.
So Bartlett needed there, Caleb.
Yep, a nice in-control pitch, and Muner wanted nothing to do with it. 0-1 now with 1 out. Big at bat here for the Marksman. First time they've even had 2 runners on all game at the same time. This one's outside for a ball. 1-1 count now. Tell City has been patient with their eyes here. It's just he's just throwing such nasty stuff that it's hard to catch when it's in the strike zone and get solid wood on it.
And I think if you're Tell City, this is a point where you need to cash check here,
Yeah, this is time. I mean, you got 2 on for the first time all game. You're
With
down
only
3-0 with only 1 out. And the top of your order is coming back up after this. It'd be huge if Muner could do something here. Fires it back up the middle. It's right to Bartlett. He'll get the force play at 3. That's all he'll get with the fielder's choice there, but takes care of the lead runner. And now 2 outs, still with the runners on first and second. What a heads-up play by Kobe Bartlett. I wouldn't expect anything less, though.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of those things where it's not worst-case scenario if you're Tell City. There wasn't a double play there, but, man, you really wanted to at least maybe, sacrifice it out and put a runner on third there, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, the 1-5 fielder's choice, not a very common play, but that was the play there. As now Corey Broniker's back at the top of the lineup for the Marksman. He's struck out twice so far today. Pitch is on the way. This one's low in the dirt for a ball 1. 1-0 count with 2 out, and this is a huge at-bat again still. If Broniker can do something with it here, if he can get a solid base hit, it likely scores a run. As his brother is the one out there on second. Shane. This ball is high and away for ball 2. So Broniker did last time, David. He worked himself to a 3-0 count and then came back with 3 straight pitches looking all on the corner. A couple of them maybe a little generous, but they were 3 nice pitches. And so he's ahead in the count here. we'll see what he can do with it this time.
Excitement level starting to build, Caleb.
Yeah, ball 3, another 3-0 count for him. Again, he dug himself out last time. I don't know if he can throw 3 straight, and if he does, I don't think Corey will look at all 3 of them this time. This is a real interesting pitch here because if he leaves it kind of hanging over and Corey gets some good wood on it, you could score 1, maybe even 2.
Sure, no doubt about it.
Ferran has got some wheels, and Shane Broniker on second certainly has some wheels. So it's a good position for the marksman to be in to try to dig themselves out here.
3-0 lead for South Spencer.
This ball is on the corner again. So we're creeping back to where we were last time. 3 straight balls, but in their strike, I like that call. I like widening the zone just a hair, and giving those to the pitcher there on the corner. He swings at this one, and he's worked his way back to a full count. Man, Kobe is just
like that.
A couple times where he's put himself in a teeniest bit of a hole, he's dug himself out. Full count, 2 outs. South Spencer leading 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. Runners on first and second. Corey Broniker at the plate.
Took all of 30 seconds to get it back to a full count.
Yeah. Runners moving, and it's a called strike 3 again on Broniker. It was a good call. It danced right inside. It painted the inside corner. Not much he could do about it. South Spencer keeps their lead. Kobe Bartlett keeps the shutout going. It's South Spencer 3, Tell City 0 here on the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 1027 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, It's time to celebrate. Congratulations,
And
seniors.
the way to celebrate,
Toss your
throw in the cap!
And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week here in Rockport, Indiana, between the South Spencer Rebels and the Tell City Marksmen. South Spencer leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order back up for the Rebels. Jalen Johnson at the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's got 2 4-3 ground outs in the first and second inning, and now here for his 3rd plate appearance in the top of 5. I believe it might be a new pitcher, and is that Jennings still, or is that a new pitcher, David? Or do you know? It's impossible to tell because we joked about this earlier. We love what they're doing for Jackie Robinson Day. Everybody's wearing 42. It's a pretty common thing really across all of baseball now. They've been doing it in Major League Baseball for a while now. But the hardest thing to do when you're an announcer is try to figure out who the heck everybody is when they're all wearing 42 Robinson, as this one's hit to short. And it's going to be a close play.
Nice.
Ooh, a late put out there. I'm not sure. I thought he might have beat him, but they call the late put out there. Nice play at shortstop by Chestnut. It's a 6-3 ground out. And so, yeah, we do apologize in advance if we are getting some names wrong here late in the game, especially with subs. Obviously, at first we had the whole lineup in front of us, and it was easy to tell. But things get a little confusing here if they start to make subs.
Everybody's got the same name and number.
Exactly. As Bartlett comes to the plate. Bartlett smokes one foul left for on the first pitch here. So 0-1 count now with 1 out. If it still is Jennings out there, he's pitched a whale of a game really after struggling in that first inning. He gave up 3, but since then he's allowed nothing and really kept Tell City in this game. They just haven't been able to get the bats going. Nice movement there on that one as it dances off to the corner for strike 2. Bartlett is 0 for 1. He had a walk in the first inning, ground out in the second, and this is his third plate appearance. Did score a run in the first after that walk. This one is low and hit to the short. And another nice play at short, but he can't actually catch it, so Bartlett will run gets away, and Bartlett will move to second on the air there. Throw was a little low, but Bartlett's fast. It was kind of a tough play. I thought Wilgus could dig in the dirt and catch that one. He just couldn't quite come up with it. So Bartlett gets to second on the air. We'll go to E3 there as Jackson Roth, now the catcher at the plate.
And that's Roth, R-A-A-F, right?
I thought it was pronounced Raff. I was corrected by our gentleman over here and told it was pronounced Roth. So I was pronouncing it incorrectly during all of football season.
Sound like you were saying Roth, like David Lee Roth. I was like, whoa, man, that's cool. Oh, that's
yeah,
wild.
A little
that was
chin
inside.
music inside there for ball one. And they're going to call for a mound visit after that one.
We're going to say, hey, no David Lee Roth references now. This is high school baseball.
I mean, hot for teacher? I don't know.
Oh, no, God. Oh, man. That's what I get. Running with the devil, man. You are running with the devil.
1-0 count, 1 out. Kobe Bartlett on second. Roth at the plate. We believe Jennings still on the mound.
Think so.
I think it's looking like his stuff is still moving, and I don't think there was any need to bring him out. A nice liner hit here to center field. It's going to bounce and get past the center fielder, and Bartlett's going to easily score. Roth's going to dive into second for the double, and it's going to extend South Spencer's lead. Rebels 4, Marksman 0 now. Nice smack there to center, David, for the double.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is again, you know, with South Spencer, we talked about the 3-0 lead feeling like it was 8-0. 4-0, just, man.
It feels monumental.
It does.
It really came kind of from that error, you know, letting Kobe Bartlett get on. Otherwise, you would have had 2 outs there. So that error does a bit of harm as it put Kobe Bartlett on and then eventually got him around and to score. As now Cade Hughes, the shortstop, works his way. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. He smokes one deep to left field, and it's over the head of Broniker out there. He'll get a stand-up double. It'll score another run, and it's 5-0 now as the bats are starting to come alive again for the Rebels here in the 5th.
Wow.
Back-to-back doubles.
Floodgates are opening, Caleb Farkas.
And they could mean a lot of trouble now to try to come back from this if you're Tell City. It's been such a hot start and kind of surprising start to the season for the Rebels, starting at 4-1, beating a Forest Park top 10 baseball team earlier this week. But just can't get the bats going today, and now South Spencer with an answer. They've looked really strong in their own right after dropping 3 straight.
It's a good Rebel program.
Compton now at the plate. Pitches in for a nice strike there. Compton is 0 for 1 on the night. He got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, which walked in a run, and then had a 1-3 ground out in the third. This is his third at-bat here in the 5th. Pitch dances low and away for a ball. 1-1 count now.
Nice job there by the catcher to keep the runner
Yeah,
at second.
I've been really impressed with Beckcourt all day. He's kept everything in front of him. He made a nice play on a fly ball that got kind of lost in the sun. That bailed him out of an inning as well. Pitch on the way, a little bit high and on the corner, but he swings and misses.
Big shout out to McDonald's of Owensboro. Go to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts to give your senior a shout out. Upload a picture, put a caption, and a little voice clip, and we'll play those all throughout the month of May for your special senior.
I'm getting hungry, and now McDonald's even sounds good too. We were talking about
our Japanese was fired.
Yeah, that was good too, Mikado. But we were talking about Angelo's over here, but now I want a burger and pizza.
That's right.
2-2 count now, 1 out, runner on second. South Spencer leading 5-0 here in the bottom of 5. Pitch is on the way for a strikeout. Nice stuff there. And that's an important strikeout as things are starting to get a little out of hand. And that's the second out now of the inning.
5-0 lead here for South Spencer in the This the
bottom of the fifth.
bottom of the fifth? Yeah, I had it right.
And Jake Studeville now back up at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts so far, the first baseman.
It's a wacky Thursday, Caleb. I'm questioning everything at this
Exactly.
point.
Tries to check it, but I think it was a strike anyways on the corner there, so 0-1 count.
I don't even know if I'm actually here or not. It's been one of those type of days.
Yeah, we forgot a little bit of equipment, and then we had some technical difficulties that were completely out of our control that we had to call in for some extra help for.
Yeah, big shout out to Jordan Rose back at the station, the Viking.
Ed, as always, too.
Ed Thomas,
Ed,
man.
I'm calling him Ed VP from now on.
Man, clutch.
And
Ed, we'll just call him Ed Clutch. How about that? He's clutch.
And this one close on the corner there. He kind of was generous with some of those calls earlier. Doesn't give him that one, so 1-2 count now, as they're trying to close out this inning and leave the damage at 5-0. 2 runs scored here so far by the Rebels in the bottom of the fifth. Ooh, that one danced almost at his head back into the strike zone, I thought. But another ball as it was a little bit inside. 2-2 count now.
2-2 with 2 outs. And a 5-0 lead for South Spencer.
And line drive here, hit to the first baseman, Wilgus. He'll make an easy play of it, and that'll end the inning here. South Spencer leading Tell City 5-0 on the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. We'll be back with 6th inning action.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the High School Game of the Week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. We're here in Rockport, Indiana. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside David Clark. We got the South Spencer Rebels and the Tell City Marksman here in a rivalry battle. South Spencer leading so far, getting the best of them, 5-0 here in the top of the 6th as Jackson Naveau steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double. The only base hit, or one of 2 base hits, for the Marksman all night, as Kobe Bartlett has been on fire. He hits a grounder here to third, and Compton's going to have no problem with it, as usual. Punches him out for out 1, and it's been the Kobe Bartlett show on the mound here tonight, David.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Tell City, and the thing is, do you be aggressive and you make him work? I think you just got to stay. If you're Tell City and want to have any chance, you got to have extended at-bats here.
Exactly.
You don't want to hit a grounder and get out. And
that's
over
the thing.
over.
They're moving through them so quickly that Bartlett hasn't even thrown a lot of pitches, because it's a lot of 1-2, first, second pitches that they're hitting for ground outs and fly outs, or he's quickly striking them out with 3 or 4 pitches. As the first pitch here to DeAndre Jacob is high and inside for a ball. Jacob 0 for 2 on the night with a line out and a ground out.
Mr. Jacob.
At bat.
See if he can get the Marksman going.
Marksman pitch on the way and hits a line drive to Compton, who makes a nice catch at third base. So Jacob got a good piece on that one, but Houston Compton feels like a gold glover over there, David, with a nice play. I mean, he doesn't make any mistakes at third base.
No, he's as clean of a third baseman as I've seen early in this baseball season anywhere in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. As Hunter Beckcourt, the catcher, now comes back to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He's been making some nice plays behind the dish so far as the pitch goes for a strike there. Backcourt standout in football, a big linebacker fullback for the Marksman. Pitch number 2 on the way to him, low and away for a ball.
South Spencer only 4 more outs away from another win.
Yeah, and they appear to be well on their way to that, as I just can't see Tell City mustering up, 5+ runs right now against Bartlett, and he's kept his pitch count low. I expect him to try to be able to pitch a complete game here.
Hey,
ball's inside there.
Rally caps are on though for the Rebels, man.
Yeah,
they believe.
Yeah,
for the Marksmen, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Baseball, I've seen much crazier things happen for sure. It's a 2-1 count now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Time.
Backcourt takes a time and takes a couple of cuts. I thought they should have done even a bit more of this, David. When a pitcher's really in his rhythm, I like to take. There's really no limit to how many times you can do that. I like to step out and try to throw him off a little bit and make sure I'm taking my time too. This pitch, and it worked there. It bounces, and Roth took it in the groin there. He'll stretch it out a little bit. That one looked a little painful. That was the first. I think it just kind of got away from Kobe there. It bounced really early.
And Roth going to have to stretch that one way out.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got to get up, move around a little bit. That's rough.
Yeah, there's no padding at all in that area of the thigh, and he took it square on it. And Kobe's throwing some hard stuff in there, too. It's coming in hot. So
a little purple round spot on the thigh in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Icing that tonight.
Mm.
3-1 count. Close pitch on the corner, but it's a called ball for a walk here. So Backcourt takes the first.
Tell City trying to get a little 2-out action going here, Caleb Farkas.
Yeah, and I believe that was the second walk of the entire game. I mean, Kobe has just been unbelievable tonight. As now Russ Wilgus, the first baseman, will step to the plate. We saw him play some football as well. We got to interview him. I remember that was, I think, my very first kind of game when I joined in the team, and we were doing our tailgates out there before Kentucky was even playing football, and Tell City was on fire. Excited to see the Marksmen back in action again this fall. Excited to see South Spencer as well on the football field.
Usually Indiana starts, I believe, a week before Kentucky, even in normal circumstances.
So we might get that first week.
We'll still get that
first out there.
Yeah,
we'll get out to Tell City one way or another, I think.
We'll get the, Jeff Daming will be in his second year in Rockport, and, of course, Mike Webb, with the success they had last year, and obviously Perry Central's always solid. So it's going to be fun times over here.
Tell City's losing a lot, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with a lot of new faces as this pitch is outside. I think South Spencer, like you just said, I think they're going to be kind of rearing and ready to go. They looked really good to me in that last game. I know Tell City was missing a lot of guys, but it was a disappointing season record-wise, but I think they're going to bring a lot better team next year.
I think South Spencer will be improved. Even though they're losing Bartlett, you got Wigand and Durnall back. I think there's some weapons over here for South Spencer that I think they'll improve next year too as well.
Second pitch, outside again for a ball. Anytime we can talk about football, David and I are going to get it in a little bit.
Yes. I could talk about it all day.
Personal favorite.
I could give you a detailed breakdown of the fall season already, but I won't do that.
2-0 count, 2 out. South Spencer leading 5-0 here in the top of the 6th with Backcourt on first and Wilgus at the plate. Desperation time for the Marksman. This ball is high as well, so Bartlett suddenly struggling a little bit with his control. It's 3 straight balls here after a walk as well.
It's a good conference here. Roth going out to the mound there and just say, "Hey, I got your back, dog."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Bartlett had just, like I said, only walked 2 all game, but now his last 7 of 8 pitches have been balls.
Yeah.
So just kind of a gathering, and he's bailed himself out from 3-0 already a couple of times this game though. So this at-bat is not over yet. 3-0 with 2 out. Throws over to first just to kind of give him that courtesy check.
Mm-hmm. So I got my eye on you.
Make sure he gets his uniform dirty.
It's mandatory, Caleb.
Another check over at first. They did, it looks like they did pinch run for Backcourt because that's not Backcourt at first. And I would love to tell you who it is, but it's number 42, Robinson.
Number 42. You were dying the whole time to do that. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Hey, believe it or not, we made it to the sixth inning
Yeah,
before
without
that happened.
without any unknowns.
Hey, kudos to us.
Ball inside there, 3-1 count with 2 out now. And this one's fouled away. So it's a full count now with 2 outs.
We've seen that a couple times tonight, Caleb.
Yeah, Kobe's battled back from 3-0
Yeah.
and got himself right back into this full count. And good luck at that point.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The clouds have rolled in a little bit here. It's a little partly cloudy, partly sunny day.
It's a beautiful ballpark here.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful setting.
Oh, it's a championship level played at this ballpark.
Runner on the way with the full count and pop-up hit straight to the catcher. So Roth will make easy work of it for out number 3.
Yep.
And the shutout stays alive for Mr. Bartlett. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. South Spencer leads Tell City 5-0 here on the Southern Indiana Game of the Week, brought to you by ATTC Manufacturing.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shoutouts, all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shoutout is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely, you can do photos.
And
you can
welcome
audio,
back
you
to
can
the
do
ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week here in Rockport, Indiana. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside with David Clark. South Spencer leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. John Brown, the designated hitter for the Rebels at the plate. He grounds it to third, and it's an error there at third base by Mr. Naveau, and so he'll get there safely.
Yeah, that's not how you wanted to start it there if you're Tell City.
Yeah, exactly. You certainly cannot afford to get in any more of a hole to try to dig yourself out with 1 inning than what you're already in at 5-0. And the E5 there gets him in safely at first. Now Ashton Tyndall, the right fielder, will step to the plate. He looks to lay down a bunt, but it's outside for a ball.
Yeah, and again, go to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. Again, that's going to be for every local area high school, Indiana and Kentucky. You can get your senior recognized live on the radio for the whole month of May. Caleb, it's pretty awesome.
And they're only seniors once. They only graduate once, so you don't want to miss that opportunity.
That's all because of
hopefully,
the
right?
Owensboro area McDonald's.
Although in Kentucky, you could be a senior twice in high school for the first time.
Listen.
So senior shout-outs, you could have 2 senior
I'm just
shout-outs
saying.
if you're in Kentucky.
What if it'd be an interesting thought if an Indiana senior could transfer to Kentucky like right now.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and we're not sure how that would play out.
Not sure how that
We
would
haven't got an
play
answer
out.
on that yet. As this ball is inside, I believe, for a ball. Yeah,
think it
ball
is,
3.
I mean,
So,
3-0
3-0 count now.
some football players that may want another year. I don't know if they can do that, but it's an interesting thought.
Exactly.
So I'll leave it at that.
And this 4th pitch is on the way for a strike. So it makes it a 3-1 count. Well, the Muhlenberg boys basketball team, I believe Vic said a lot of them mentioned that they're thinking about coming back and running it back again. So,
yeah.
I mean, imagine those kids all with 1 more year under their belt. It's going to be a really interesting year next year in Kentucky as this pitch comes inside for ball 4. Now we got runners on first and second.
No outs, Caleb.
With no outs, and Nathan Hurt, the 9th batter here, coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the night.
We're going to a conference here at the mound, and it may be
a pitching change for Jennings, who pitched a heck of a game.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Some of the runs were because of errors. He did get himself a little bit in trouble from time to time because of control issues. But when no runs are being put up on the other end for you, it's just tough.
Very tough. Yeah, very tough. And again, big shout out to ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City. Go to attcmfg.com to apply now for jobs, as they are hiring for maintenance positions and production positions. Again, it's ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City, Indiana. Cash Wagner and Associates, your local Indiana engineering team at Cash Wagner Associates, the proud sponsor of the Perry Central Commodore of the Week, the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, who will be back in action tomorrow at the Owensboro Sports Center, 7 p.m. You can hear the game on 102.7 ESPN Owensboro. Better yet, go on over to the Sports Center, enjoy a game, have an adult beverage if you'd like.
Yeah, exactly. And a portion of the ticket sales is going to go to the local YMCA in Owensboro, so you're helping a good cause if you go to the game.
And when we say
just in general,
we tell you it's professional basketball, I promise you, it's
high
level basketball. It's not just lip service.
And the Thoroughbreds are 1-1 right now. They split their first 2 road games. And it's a revenge matchup because they lost by 1 point, I believe, to Columbus, and that's who they're
You're
playing
going to
for.
have some guys in the TBL, the basketball league, that is either going to be coming from the G League or going to the G League. It's going to happen. Like, it happens every year. And, you may see a guy at the Sports Center, and a week later he's playing for Memphis Grizzlies G League team.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you may have Indianapolis come in or whoever, and they may have a guy just came off of another G League team.
Exactly.
It happens all the time. You don't want to miss it.
And pitch on the way. They're going to bunt right up the middle to the pitcher. He's going to try to pick off the lead runner at third. He does. He gets the force at third. So it'll remain with runners on first and second after the fielder's choice on the bunt attempt there by Mr. Hurt.
Yeah, that's a good job there defensively by Tell City.
They're 1-5 fielder's choice. 2 of those this game. So 1 out now and 5-0. We're back to the top of the order again. Back to Jalen Johnson, who's 0 for 3, all with ground outs here tonight so far. Yeah, David, I saw a couple years ago, I remember Jamario Moon, who was a solid NBA player and almost won a dunk contest. And then the classic Smush Parker was playing, who played point guard with Kobe Bryant. Not Kobe's favorite player, but and a bunt attempt
Gets
now
away.
goes for a wild throw at
Wow.
first. 1 run scores, 2 runs are going to score. And the runner's going to get all the way. He might get himself in a pickle here. He rounds second, goes back to second. But the error is going to cause 2 more runs and maybe an insurmountable lead at this point as it goes to 7-0 Rebels.
Yeah, it's not the nail in the coffin because there's still 3 more outs for Tell City, but I think that they may go ahead and make the pitch and change now.
Yeah, and I believe it was the third baseman, Naveau, that came up and tried to make the play there. I believe the kind of a late bunt there caught him up by a little bit of surprise and then just a wild throw to first. And now a full-out conference here on the mound.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to get a pitch and change. We'll go ahead and
take a quick break.
Commercial break, Caleb.
Yep.
Come back with more high school baseball here. 7-0 South Spencer with the lead over Tell City. ATTC Manufacturing Game of the Week, CJ 1057.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, hey. It's time to celebrate. Congratulations,
And the
seniors.
way to celebrate,
Toss
by
your
throwing
cap.
the cap up!
And welcome back to Rockport, Indiana for the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week between the South Spencer Rebels and Tell City Marksman. South Spencer leading 7-0 here. We did have a pitching change for Tell City. Again, the number 42s, we believe it's number 42. We believe it's probably Corey Broniker is our guess.
It's one of them.
He looks like a Swayze out there. They look like Patrick Swayze. They both kind of do. He's got the flow coming out of the hat, and he's a lefty, so I believe it's one of the Bronikers, and my guess is Corey.
He's got some Swayze. Wow.
0-1 count with one out. Runner on second after the error there. It's Jalen Johnson on second, who laid down the bunt attempt, and it eventually led to 2 runs. Fly ball here now as the second baseman will come over and make the catch. And if the second baseman hasn't changed, then that's Ferrand there that made that catch. So 2 outs now.
With the caveat, if.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to say that a couple times. And that was Kobe Bartlett there that flew out. So Jackson Roth, the catcher, coming back up to the plate here. He is 1 for 1 as he had a double and 2 walks so far today. So a really solid night for him at the plate, and has been pretty special behind the dish as well. It's been a good game for him, and he's looked really solid in both of the games that we've watched him this year, David.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, this is a South Spencer team that, if they're clicking at the right time, could do some damage.
Well, and then kind of our trio of teams here, and we're going to try to get a Cannleton game in as well, but our trio of teams between South Spencer, Tell, and Perry, you got South Spencer going 2-0 now.
Yeah.
As long as they hold on here tonight, you never know what could happen. Tell City's still going to have a chance in the top of 7, but pitch is on its way and fouled off down the right field line here. So it's, I believe it makes it a 1-2 count now. South Spencer leading 7-0 in the bottom of the 6th here with 2 outs and 1 on second. As A. Broniker.
Broniker. That's good.
Gets set to throw. Pitch on the way, dances outside, and Johnson with the wheel steals third.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're Tell City, I think you're just worried about getting this final out and getting out of here and trying to see if you can come up with a miracle rally in the top of the 7th. And boy, would it take one if Bartlett's back out there, especially, and I would fully expect him to be. Try to get the complete game shutout. Pitch on the way, a little high, but a called strike. And it was actually strike 3 there.
Yeah, strike 3,
previous foul ball, yeah. I think this ump's trying to get dinner as he called one around above the numbers there. And we'll take another quick break before we come back with the top of the 7th. South Spencer 7, Tell City 0 on the ATTC Manufacturing Game of the Week here on CJ 105.7.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the high school game of the week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months, along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
And welcome back to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside David Clark. South Spencer leading Tell City tonight 7-0 as we work our way into the top of the 7th. And I believe it'll be Jacob Chestnut that'll be coming up to bat here for the Rebels. And it might have been Chestnut now that I'm seeing some hair flowing out of it. No, was it him that was on the mound? No, I don't think so. There's a little more hair than that.
I think it was Veronica.
These
I don't know.
These Tell City kids all have kind of some flow going on in the back of the hair there. So especially when they're all wearing 42,
little party in the back there.
Yeah, yep. And Chestnut tonight 0 for 2. Well, 0 for 1. Sorry, it was an error in his first at bat, a strikeout in his second. So technical 0 for 1. Kobe Bartlett's still on the mound, and he's been an absolute monster tonight. Trying to count up his strikeouts here, and it's going to take me a minute because there's a lot of them.
I always think it's unique about this park here is that the center, you look out there and it's, 375, and then it goes 427 way out there right in the middle.
If someone hits one over 427, someone needs to give them a ride somewhere.
You should get a free pizza.
Yeah, from Angelo's. Yeah.
Right down the street. Well, hey, this kid hit a home run over 427. Oh, we got him. He's good.
Yeah, in the left corner, it's only 320. So if you can hit it out to left, you might be able to smack it over. As Chestnut settles in, Bartlett still on the mound. 7 strikeouts and counting for Mr. Bartlett.
There's
outside.
Like a hump out there or something because it's 410.
Yeah, and then it jumps
center,
oddly and it cuts over
jumps,
into like a little peak. Yeah. Reminds me of almost like a Co-America Park in Detroit's a little bit funky like that. This pitch comes in and it's flown out to kind of shallow right. And the play is made there for the first out.
Nice job there by the Rebel defense, 2 outs away from a win here, Caleb.
Noah Bunner out there in right field, was getting DH'd for tonight, but he makes a nice play in the field. And now Shane Broniker at the plate.
I believe they're both seniors, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they?
The Bronikers, yes, they are.
A good 1 year run with them, man.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as on the radio, they were fun.
Exactly. And Bren Miller is a senior. Hunter Beckcourt's a senior. So they're losing a lot for all of these sports, really. They are bringing back Aiden Dotson. Naveau is just a junior.
Lloyd.
Keaton Lloyd is
he don't play
junior, doesn't play baseball.
Yeah,
but Spencer Sandage is a solid pitcher for him as a junior, too. So Tell City is losing a lot in a lot of sports, and it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back next year. On South Spencer's side, not very many seniors. Kobe Bartlett is. And a lot of the other kids that are seniors, Hughes, one that plays, but a lot of the rest of this baseball lineup is mostly juniors. As the ball is hit back to Bartlett, and he safely throws it over to first for the out. So that's 2 outs, and Bartlett's 1 batter away from throwing a 7 strikeout so far, shutout here, and it's just been a heck of a game for Mr. Kobe Bartlett.
He's been a man on the hill today, Caleb. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's been in beast mode all day, and great performance by Kobe Bartlett. Rebel legend.
And this is where I'm getting confused. I was 1 off, I think, on my lineup here. So I do think that was Broniker and then Ferrand and now Muner. But Muner is on deck. I think we're right. So this is Ferrand.
Hey, I'll take.
It's getting all sorts of confusing now. I knew this was going to happen at some point.
I'll take your word for it.
I think we've done pretty well. I think it is actually still Ferrand. And Ferrand is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout here tonight. Bartlett's second pitch on the way, grounded to short. If he can make the play here, it's a good ball game, and he does. He dropped it.
No.
Looked like he had him and dropped the ball at first at the last second. So Ferrand gets on with the E3 there as the first baseman. Studeville couldn't hold on to it.
Need everybody in Tell City's dugout to immediately turn their hats backwards.
Yeah, and Gage Muner now at the plate, trying to start the rally cry is. The tying run is about 6 kids behind him, but you never know here. 0-0 count.
We've seen crazy things happen.
Ferrand at first. Bartlett on the mound. Throws it down the middle for a strike. It's hit hot to short. He'll step on the bag, and that's ball game.
Yep.
South Spencer, what a showing, David. They win 7-0 here after dropping 3 straight. A huge bounce-back win for the Rebels. We'll take one more break, and then we'll wrap up with some stats. You're listening to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week here on CJ 105. South Spencer 7, Tell City 0 is the final.
ATTC Manufacturing in Tell City is a proud sponsor of the high school game of the week. ATTC Manufacturing, currently hiring for hourly and maintenance positions and are offering a $500 stay-on bonus at 6 months along with a $1,000 stay-on bonus at 1 year of service. Apply now at attcmfg.com or in person at 10455 State Road 37 in Tell City, Indiana. Catch exciting high school sports on 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman Watson Poultry, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
And welcome back here to the ATTC Manufacturing Southern Indiana Game of the Week. I'm Caleb Farkas alongside David Clark. We just wrapped up 7 innings of baseball here with South Spencer knocking off Tell City 7-0 behind the arm of Kobe Bartlett, who was just an absolute beast on the mound. Threw 7 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits the entire game. You couldn't have a better performance than that. Only allowed 2 walks. It was just almost a near flawless game from Mr. Bartlett.
Kobe Bartlett is one of those kids where you just expect greatness from. I mean, when he's out there, you expect to win. I mean, it's just, he's got that reputation because at the end of the day, Caleb, he's produced on the football field, he's produced on the basketball court, and now he's producing on the baseball field. It's just what he does. He's a winner.
Exactly. It's been an absolute treat. He's been one of my favorite players to watch over this entire year in all 3 sports. And like you said, every time I've watched him, he's certainly done it. He was drilling threes all over the place on the basketball floor. That football game, his individual performance against Tell City was one of the best individual performances I saw all year. He just shredded them for like 4 or 5 touchdown passes, was on fire, and then tonight comes out and just strikes out 7, allows 2 hits, and doesn't give up any runs to a Tell City team that just knocked off a Forest Park team, scored 5 runs against them, and that's a top 10 Forest Park team.
I mean, yeah.
Simply just impressive. There's really no other way to it. We'll go through stats. There's not many to give from Tell City. A lot of 0-fers and 1-fers, but Corey Broniker 0 for 3, struck out 3 times, and Bartlett seemed to really deal to him even after getting down in counts early, coming back and throwing straight strikes and painting corners. Naveau, one of the only 2 hits on the night. He was 1 for 3 with a double. DeAndre Jacob 0 for 3. Hunter Beckcourt 0 for 2 with a walk. Wilgus 0 for 3, Chestnut 0 for 2, got on by an error one time. Shane Broniker 1 for 3, one of the other hits in the game with a single. Ferrand 0 for 1 as he walked and got on by an error, and Muner 0 for 3 as well. For South Spencer, a little bit more action on the hitting. They did get a lot of walks in the game. Jalen Johnson was 0 for 3, but he did get on by an error on that bunt late in the game that scored 2 runs. Kobe Bartlett was 0 for 2 at the plate, but got on with a walk and an error as well, scored 2 runs. And so he even scored 2 runs. He could have beat him maybe by himself tonight, putting 2 on the board and not allowing any. Jackson Roth was really impressive behind the dish. He walked a couple of times, also had a base hit, 1 for 2, scoring a couple of runs. Cage Hughes, 2 for 3, a couple of base hits and a strikeout. Houston Compton, an outstanding game in the field again at third base, was hit by a pitch early in the game, and then 0 for 2 outside of that. Jake Studeville, 0 for 3. John Brown really got things started with a 2 RBI base hit in the first, 1 for 2 on the day as he got on by an error later in the game. Ashton Tyndall 0 for 2 with a walk, and then Nathan Hurt 0 for 3. And that's really all she wrote, David. We appreciate everyone sticking through for the technical difficulties again. We're going to work by them piece by piece. This one was a little bit more out of our hands with the radio side, but I believe the live stream may have worked continuously. If not, we're going to post it later on, either tonight or tomorrow.
We'll have a
replay. Say tomorrow to be safe, because we do have some personal lives to get to. So we'll wrap things up. Appreciate you listening. For Caleb Farkas, or for David Clark, I'm Caleb Farkas.
Jordan Rose back at the station. Ed Thomas with the assist.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Appreciate all of you guys and all your help. And the final again, South Spencer 7, Tell City 0 with the ATTC Manufacturing Game of the Week on CJ 105. Good night.